Hello, friends. It's so nice to see you. I'm Christiana Gaudette. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother. I am live on my YouTube channel, and it's Saturday. That means it's time for the Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask a specific question, and I give you a specific answer. Before we get started, I want to say thank you very much to Laura T. for the super sticker. And thank you very much to Cassia. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm so happy you're here. And thank you for the super sticker. Super stickers and super chats are ways that you can support this channel. You can also support this channel by becoming a member. Membership is available at 3 different levels. You can tell who the members are because their names are in green. Now, members do get perks. There's a whole playlist called Members Only. If you're a member, there are videos there for you. And also links for you with upcoming members only live streams. And we have a members only live stream coming up this Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. The link is right there. So if you were thinking about becoming a member but wasn't sure, do it now, because then you can come to the live stream. What we're doing this month, it's the cards you love and the cards you love to hate. The thing is, the way you feel about particular cards in general or in the moment says so much about you. And so in this class, we're going to look at what cards you're reacting to and how you're reacting to them, what that tells you about you. So it's a really in-depth reading that you're going to get, but the cards that are, as part of this process, are difficult for you to interpret, you will get a better handle on how to interpret them. So this will allow a reading, a class, some fellowship for our members gathered together this Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're a member, make sure you're there. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you're watching the replay, I will not be able to answer your question, but you might find it entertaining to listen. Because it's the Saturday Psychic Sampler, it's specific questions only. We squeeze the juice, we spill the tea, and it's kind of fun. So I am getting shuffled. And the first question I see here, I will take these in the order that I see them. The first question I see here is Cassia. And actually, when I was here earlier setting it up, right after I set it up, Smile Soul 20 actually got here first. And here's the thing, if you get here early, put your request in. If it's too early, it goes away. But Smile Soul 20, I bet you're watching this in, later, right, in replay. So Cassia, I'm going to get to you in just one moment. Smile Soul 20, I remember, wanted to know if she's going to be getting a raise. And the answer is, my friend, you might have to fight for it. You might have to ask for it. And it might not be exactly what you would want. But I think there is something coming. Okay, Cassia, thank you so much for being a member here. And thank you so much for helping out with a super sticker. A lot of family problems. I'm so sorry. Your question is, why is my only friend not speaking with me anymore? Since you got COVID. Oh my gosh, why is that friend not speaking with you? I think that friend has a lot of family stuff too. And, even if there were like a misunderstanding here or something like that, if you want this to be fixed, I feel like it could ultimately be fixed. I feel like it's making you really, really sad. But I feel like your friend has a lot of anxiety. Could you not make, but could you get your friend to speak with you? Right now, no. Right now, your friend just doesn't have, I'm not even sure it's personal. I'm not even sure it's about you. I think your friend is just going through a lot. But I also think your friend is defensive and likes to make others feel guilty. So it may be like you haven't done anything, but your friend is like kind of holding something against you, and it's probably something petty. It may even be like because you couldn't have been there for your friend while you had COVID. It might be something stupid like that. But over time, that will go away. If you would like to repair the friendship, you would be able to over time. But then there's also this thing as well, if this is how this person is, maybe you just need better friends. So you really didn't do anything wrong. I think this friend has a lot going on, and that's part of it. I think this friend is holding something petty against you, and you could repair it over time if you wanted, but I don't know if you really should. And again, it's so good to see you. I've really been missing you. All right. Hey, Michelle, mix you here. So nice to see you. I'm trying to figure out my next strategy idea in growing my tarot life coaching business, but tapped out creatively. Would love some insight from Spirit. What a great question. These are my favorite kinds of questions. So, this is not about your offerings. Your offerings are fine. It's about marketing and how you market and how you get things out there. And, honestly, of course, it's got to be online. It's got to be online marketing. But I think it's got to be about finding a very organic way to show people who you are and what you do. And so here we are. You're seeing my very organic way of showing people who I am and what I do. I'm not saying that this thing is what you need to do, but you need to do something that kind of has the same vibe, where you can just show people who you are and what you do. And that is, find a way to do that, whether that is through Instagram, through TikTok, whatever it is, that's what you have to do. And that's how the business will grow. All right. Jake, nice to see you. Just wanted to ask if I meant to go down a more spiritual path. I know that path isn't for everyone. Is it a waste of time, and should I focus on writing or other things? Well, it depends what we mean by more spiritual. Like, are you looking at like making some kind of a commitment to a particular order? Are you looking toward, like going and living in an ashram or becoming a monk or something of that nature? Um, are you looking at more personal dedication? Like, are we talking vocation or dedication? I think is really the question here. And if I were to look just at that very broadly, Jake, I feel like you need to have a well-rounded life. Your life should be deeply spiritual because you are deeply spiritual. But you are not, I think, made to be a person who hides from the world in spirituality. And when I say that, I don't mean to be offensive toward the people who are cloistered. I think cloistered people do a lot to keep the energy of the world what it needs to be. But I don't really think that is a path for you. I think that you need to be balanced. And so, yes, deep spiritual study, absolutely. Writing, absolutely. And sometimes maybe those two things will cross, will intersect. But you should focus on many things, including spirituality. That's what I think. Hey, Denise Woods, it's so nice to see you. What does cards show as far as my husband and I? We're trying to work on our marriage, and we aren't sure if we even should. Are we wasting our time? Denise, that's so painful. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Can this marriage work? Well, here's the thing. If you keep, it depends what trying to work on our marriage means. You can't keep doing it the way you've been doing it. The way you've been doing it, you've tried every which way and it's not working. You would have to essentially change the way you communicate with each other, the way, what your expectations are. Is there some way that the two of you can find a way to stay together happily? I think there is. I think it is possible that you could make this work. but you have to be willing to change the essential energy, not of who each of you are, but of the way you deal with each other. And that would take a lot. And I don't know if you're both willing to do that. So that's what the question is. So if you're not willing to do that, to totally let go of the past and like try again in a very, very new way, doing it differently. If you're both willing to do that, it's worth a try. If you're not, and you can't just say you're willing, you have to actually be willing. So if you're willing, then it's worth a try. If you're not, it's probably not. Nalini, it's nice to see you. I've been manifesting substantial financial abundance and wondering how soon I can expect to have the financial abundance I'm hoping for. And the answer is, I think you might be starting to see it grow already. And even over the next 6 weeks, I think you'll see signs of it. Remembering, though, that manifestation work, as above, so below. Whatever you're doing on a spiritual level, you have to be doing equal or better on the mundane level to make it happen. Ali Mammon, it's so nice to see you. Could I please tell you what you need to watch out for with regards to your health and body? Well, I mean, there's all the things we all have to watch out for, right? Don't get run over by a car. No, seriously, that's all of us. What do you really need to watch out for? A couple of things. I wonder about hormonal stuff for you, if you could have some hormonal issues. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I do wonder about this. And I wonder if in regards to like exercise and eating right and all of that, if you kind of go in cycles where sometimes you're good at it and sometimes you're not, it would be good to even that out. From what I can see, and obviously I'm not a doctor, I do think you're well, you seem good to me, but I also think you're one of those people where your emotional stuff can manifest in the body very easily. So you have to work at keeping yourself emotionally balanced as well. So it's all about balance. That's really the key. Balance and consistency, I think, is what you want to work on. Hey, Robin Renee, so nice to see you. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon now. Thanks so much for being a member here. Really appreciate you. I'm feeling myself procrastinate more often. Any advice on how to stay on task? Well, I think the reason that's happening is you really need a vacation. I think at the first opportunity, you need to say, okay, I'm taking a day or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you can afford. I'm taking off, not mostly off. The way to get back to work is to get away from work as quickly as possible. I'm serious. Martha Vink, my good friend, I'm so happy to see you. Are there things I can do to make the last few months at my current job better or more productive and meaningful? I'd like to leave on a good note. I think, it would be good to address it head on and really work with the church to sort of say, okay, a new pastor coming in is a great opportunity for you. And this isn't about me or anything at all. It's about how do you get ready? Not only how do you get ready to welcome something new, but what are the things you want? You're about to have a new chapter. So what do you want to see in your new chapter? So when you greet your new leader, you can be clear with them about kind of who you are and what you want, making their transition in. So if you spend more time thinking about the transition in of the next one, your way out is going to be easier. That's what I think. Christina R., it's so nice to see you. A few weeks ago, you said I didn't need to do anything to meet the life partner I desire. Today, I'm wondering, how will I meet him? Let's take a look and see what the cards say. Always a great question. How do I think you will meet that person? Honestly, I think it is very likely to be by chance. Could be at work. Could be when you're out and about. And it could be, I mean, it's just going to be very normal, very natural. One day that person is not there, the next day they're there. It's going to be like that. Laura T, so nice to see you. Thank you for being a member here. And thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. My daughter Mia says she's hearing things in her head and seeing things in the corner of her eye. I told her it's okay as long as it's positive. Any insight, please? So, it's such a hard thing because, yeah, it's probably spiritual, intuitive, whatever. But, there's, it could be, if it's medical, it's a problem. So when we look at this, and obviously I'm not a doctor, but I think your answer was right, is to sort of say like, well, what kind of things? And how does she feel about it? My guess is you're on the right track with what you're thinking about and what you're saying to her. I think you're completely right. But I would just talk with her a little bit about it and teach her how to manage it. And if it starts to become troublesome, that's where you have an issue with it. So I think what you need to do is speak with her about it more. Diana Price, it's so nice to see you. I'm in class, but a question. I was offered a temp editing job this week. Will it become permanent? I think it's very likely that it could. Baby Cakes, nice to see you. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday. Well, that gets a party noise. Happy birthday, Mom. Let's do it again because moms are important. And my lighting just changed. Hang on a minute. I want to see if I can fix my lighting. Did you like my arm there? Was that fun? See, that's better, right? Better. All right. Okay, tomorrow is Mom's birthday. What is the best way for her to fight and get rid of her past regrets and traumas? I think it's about acknowledge and release, because like she doesn't quite acknowledge, so she's sort of living there still because she's afraid of what's already been. And so if she could completely acknowledge, it will be easier to completely release and have healing. I think she's been in that halfway with one foot in and one foot out for all of this time, and that's so hard. So I think that's what she needs, is the courage to fully acknowledge. And my goodness gracious, Sage and Shadow, my dear, dear friend, Nancy Hendrickson, author of Ancestral Tarot and the Ancestral Grimoire, which I believe is now available for pre-order. Let us know if it is, Nancy, and please go ahead and drop a link if you like. Sage and Shadow, thank you so much for the very kind and generous super chat. Really, really appreciate that. That is really sweet. I don't think I'm the best because you're the best. But I just appreciate that so much. And Sayoni, thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. All right. Let me scroll back and Pamela's insight. What do I need to know and some actionable steps that I can take to repair my relationship with spiritual trust? Man, that's so funny. Like if I were a cartoonist, I would want to draw like a cartoon of like spiritual bank and trust and what that is, right? And spiritual trust is such a hard thing. And I'm saying this to everyone now because we all need to do this, right? I will do a very specific reading for you, Pamela. But, this does give me an opportunity to talk about one of my favorite topics. So am I going to turn that up? Heck, turn that down? No, I am in fact going to turn it up. Here we go. The thing with spiritual trust is if you trust spirit, that if you do this, this, and this, nothing bad will ever happen to you, you are doing what the psychologists call magical thinking, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to trust spirit because spirit is the one thing that will be there for you when nothing else is. At the time when you need it most, faith is hardest to have, but that's when you need it. And so you nurture strength of spirit to shield you in difficult times. And so I think the first thing for all of us to build spiritual trust is to be clear about what the parameters of that are and what the purpose of that is. And so that's what I say to everybody about that. And I will have to acknowledge quoting Max Ehrmann in there. Nurturing strength of spirit to shield you in times of sudden misfortune. Max Ehrmann, the prose poem Desiderata, one of my favorites. All right. So now an actual reading for you, Pamela. What do you personally need to know and do to repair your relationship with spiritual trust? Well, a lot of it is about trusting you. You have to work on trusting you. You have to envision the life that you want and think about spirit as being a co-creator with you in that life. You have to recognize, like, we all get born into a circumstance, right? There's a way of looking at tarot where the tens of the minor arcana are the situations into which we are born. And some of us are born into the 10 of Pentacles, and some of us are born into the 10 of Swords. I think I was probably born into like the 10 of Wands, to be honest with you. And that's an interesting exercise, right? Like, which 10 were you born into? And so do that exercise. Do it, take out the 4 10s and do it in divination, but also think about it. Do it cognitively. Which 10 do you think you were born into? And try to work with that energy. And recognize that part of what you're dealing with are things that you were born into, either in your DNA or in your family situation. And how do you mitigate that and forgive that and work with that? These are the things that I think you need to be thinking about. You also need plenty of time for rest and meditation. And you also need to make sure you move your body, do exercise, go for a walk, enjoy beautiful weather when we have that. And allow whatever is to be, whatever you're thinking or feeling to be. Do not shame yourself. So those are some steps. I hope that's helpful. Okay, Jenny Sue, nice to see you. Do I see you working in the welder union or a criminal justice job in the future? All right, so those are our 2 choices, huh? Okay, welder union, criminal justice. Welder union, strong, so strong, so strong. It's so strong in that direction, yes. Okay, Missy Me. Do I see in the cards if my dad wants to have a relationship with me or go on his own way? I'm so sorry you're in the position of asking that question. When I look at your dad, he feels guilty for things in the past. I think he does want to have a relationship with you, but then he has to deal with issues from the past, and that's hard. And that creates expectations, and he's not good at meeting expectations. And so then that scares him too. So he wants to, but he has those issues. Clumsy Clairvoyant, so nice to see you. Thanks so much for being a member here. I've been thinking about a very close friend of mine, Adam, lately, who passed away less than 2 years ago. Any messages from this person in spirit form? What does Adam have to say to you? Well, Adam knows that he is loved and missed, and he appreciates that. Adam feels like you're very hard on yourself. Adam feels like you're keeping yourself from your full happiness, your full creativity, and your full intuition by being in conflict with yourself. And he would like you to solve that, and he would like to be available to you to help you with that. He's sort of like, talk to me directly, and I'll help you. Hey, Caroline McLaughlin, nice to see you. My question is, would it be helpful to say, take some time off work to be with my husband? If you can afford to do that financially, I think it would be super helpful to both of you. Thank you so much, Caroline, for being here. Lady S, nice to see you here today. And everybody else here, Bianca Tarot, Gina Rutledge, Joe, Christina R. I know the story behind this. Karen Winkle would like to know if the energy work her hubs did will move the needle. It's a good start, but he needs more, he needs more, he needs more, because that needle is hard to move. It hasn't moved in a long time. He needs more. Okay. Seriously, how can I get rid of this weird feeling around my boyfriend? What an interesting question. And I don't know that it is spiritual necessarily. I feel like it's more about the two of you needing more communication, one with each other, one with another. There needs to be more communication in the relationship, and I think that will help. Hey, Carrie Dunnick, nice to see you. Good morning. I'm wondering what the cards have to say about the love partner they were hinting at a few weeks ago, right? I remember that. It came in really strongly. And the answer is, if this is not happening yet, be patient. Because it really still looks like it's on the way. And what you need to be doing right now is just doing your life and doing your things and let things develop. Seriously. Hey, DH, what are my prospects for meeting a new love? I think the prospects are good, but it would be helpful to you to get some closure emotionally to the past. There are some hurts from the past specific to your romantic life that make it hard for you to trust, make it hard for you to attract a good person. So get some closure and be open, and I think you'll find that you meet someone really nice. Witchy Woman, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. When will me and my man get married exactly? Well, that's up to you, right? We both really want to, but it's finances holding us back. So I guess that's two questions. Well, when will you have the money? And there's a few questions here, because if I say, when will you have the money to have the wedding you want? The answer to that might be maybe never. When will you have enough money to get married acceptably? See, I think you need to really work this out and figure it out, because it might be that you just want to get married and throw the party later. But when I look at him, I feel like he has other considerations. Like, he's making it be about the money, and that's real. And he really does want a future with you. That's real too. But there are other considerations. And so I feel like when you make it be about money and you make it be about the wedding, you're not talking about the real issues. And I don't even know what the real issues are. I don't know if you know what the real issues are. It could be about pain and baggage from the past. It could be about how we actually want our lives together to be. But I feel like there's a lot of things you haven't talked about, and a lot of ways you haven't gotten on that same page yet. And that's what you have to be doing. So when exactly will you get married? When you have those conversations and figure it out. Money is less of an issue. I think you're using money as the issue because you don't want to have those other difficult conversations. But those are the conversations you need to have. Teresa Chase, so nice to see you. Thanks so much for being a member here, and thanks for using one of the members only emojis. Snowstorm in the Poconos. That's why I'm in Florida. My question is, will I acquire property in the next year or two? I think you will acquire property, but it might take 3 years. Bianca Tarot, it's so great to see you. So, you're the first one today I've had to say this to. Advice about the year for me is barely a specific question, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead and do it, but I don't want a whole string of these. We like specific questions on Saturday. We want to squeeze the juice and spill the tea. But advice about this year for you, Bianca, I think it's about personal healing, it's about boundaries, and it's about finding the opportunities that you want in your life. And if you can focus on those things, you're going to move forward this year big time. Smile Soul 20, did I remember your question correctly? I hope so. Maria Pia, nice to see you. I feel like it's been forever. A coworker wants to throw a bridal shower for me. Woohoo! Well, that means that you're getting married, so you get the party noise. Yay. I'm very self-conscious and I don't like to be the center of attention. Should I accept? Okay, I have so much advice from my own head and personal experience and just the way some family members are in the same way, like I'm familiar with this problem. But I will absolutely go to the cards and see what the cards say about this. And the answer is yes, accept, but be clear about how you want it. Be clear about what kind of party will make you comfortable and what won't. Maybe it's just dinner with a few close friends. Maybe it's a traditional shower, but we're not going to play all those silly games. Maybe it's a traditional shower, but you don't want to be in a throne and you don't want to wear a crown. Think about what would be a great experience for you and let your friend make that happen for you, because that's what friends are for. Sage and Shadow, my good friend Nancy, thank you once again for being here. I'm very honored that you're here. Folks, Nancy has taught a couple of classes here on this channel. You can find them in the live tarot webinars playlist. And if you haven't seen them before, it's worth looking for them because she's a great teacher. And thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I'm thinking of writing a new book with a friend of mine. How will this project go? What a great question. Let's take a look. Ooh. Well, it will cause a lot of anxiety because I feel like both you and this person may have some tendency toward anxiety. So it will cause some anxiety, but I'm just going to show you Six of Wands, man. It's going to be successful. Absolutely. And Judgment, which for me is the card of a project well done, but also a project that channels some very deep spiritual energy. So sounds good. Yes, Kassir, definitely reach out to me for a private. Absolutely. Oh, it's your son. His mother has passed, and that makes the problem. Gotcha. Mystics Haven, great to see you. Should I pursue a possible work opportunity at the new metaphysical store here in my town? I think you should, but I have a caveat here. And this is about stores in general, but especially about this store. There's likely to be some personality issues here. There's likely to be some proprietary issues. It's worth it, but have good boundaries and be clear about what you want and what you don't want and how you want this to work, and be clear about knowing what this person's boundaries are. Okay. Oh, Mixuair, would you go ahead and just drop your TikTok name so we can follow you, please? SJ, is there one specific spirit around me lately or more than one? One specifically, and it's male, and it looks like someone that you knew in life where there's love. Oh, Allie Mammon, thanks for the feedback. White Magic Witch, nice to see you. Can I know about my finances this month? Yeah, it's going to be a little tight, so you need to be careful. Okay. Amy, 64 Amy Penn, nice to see you. How many years until a grandchild comes? I mean, I think it's not yet. It's not yet, but I do feel like that is a great question to which I don't know the answer. I do think there will be at least one grandchild. And I'm going to say within, how about 3 years? 3 years. Let's try that. Moonlight Tarot, so nice to see you. Can I ask when I'm going to meet my new man? You get applause just for asking that question, girl. It was supposed to be in March. Hopefully it's not next March. Hopefully it's soon. But let's take a look. The thing is, I feel like you've been very worried and maybe depressed, and maybe you've been like too much in your own head to be out there. I feel like as soon as you kind of get out and start meeting people, it'll happen. Absolutely. Okay, Diana Price from my friend Leisha. Is someone about to enter her life romantically in the next month? In the next month, probably not. But ever? Soon? I feel like Leisha has some things she needs to heal. I think that she could have like a really great romantic situation, but she needs some healing first. Sayoni, I'm so happy to see you, and thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. How does work look for me through the rest of March and April? Getting better and better all the time. Like March is April gets better. It's getting better. Okay, and Sage and Shadow, Nancy, your new book, Ancestral Grimoire, available for pre-order on Amazon. My friends, Nancy Hendrickson is the name of the author. There's also Ancestor Cafe. Nancy has a Patreon that's really kind of cool. So definitely, Nancy's like, not only is Nancy one of my favorite humans, of the people who do the work that, well, she doesn't even do the work that I do. She's in the tarot world, so on that level, but she does a whole different thing than what I do. And man, am I a fan. So I want you to be a fan too. Jackie Masters, I'm happy to see you. Thanks for being a member here. When my job review takes place, not sure when, but soon, will it go well and will I get a pay increase? I think it will go very well, surprisingly well, and you are likely to get an increase. And I know, like, I've been like, oh, just get out of there, but it actually looks like maybe things are actually getting a little better there right now. What do you think? Okay, Jenny Sue, Missy Me, thanks so much for the feedback. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Clumsy Clairvoyance, for the feedback. Hey, Dot Love It, Anita. Will selling my paintings or other products bring more income this year? Oh, yes, yes, yes. You just got to get them out there. Do you make earrings? I feel like earrings too. So paintings, jewelry, all kinds of stuff, yes. And Dot Love It, thank you so much for being a member here. We really appreciate you. Shara Saddlemeyer, thank you for being a member here. Appreciate you. My family on both sides are distant. I talked to one of my paternal cousins and no one from my mom's side. How do I connect with my ancestors without knowing my family history? So that's a question. You need the book. Hang on a minute. I usually have it right at my fingertips. Get this book. I'm deadly serious. By Nancy Hendrickson. This will tell you use tarot, and this book will tell you how to do it. I think, don't you think so, Nancy, Sage Shadow? Don't you think that this could happen? So the answer is with tarot and use this book. I'll do a reading on it, but that's what I would say for you or anyone. And when I look at the cards, what I'm going to say is your ancestors in spirit are with you. And you can talk to them broadly. You know, message from my ancestors, please. And Nancy's book has ways to talk to them more directly. So yeah, you can. You can. Oh, and I appreciate everyone's feedback. Thank you all so much. A card for your brother, Sayoni, a card for your brother. The question is, when do you see him joining a job? He's unemployed right now and is focusing on upskilling himself. I think he could have a job by the end of our summer. So like either, I would say like sometime in the summer, like between June and September, somewhere in there. Oh, Sage Shadow, you deserve to be embarrassed in a good way. Oh, I love it. You want more printable stuff? Yeah, I think the printable stuff could sell really well, really well. And Sage Shadow says, yes, the ancestors know you. You don't have to know who they are. They know who you are. That's very good. All right, my friends. From my perspective, I have come to the end of your requests. If I accidentally skipped you, I am so sorry. Please do reiterate. If you haven't yet asked a question, it's last call for readings, y'all. Let's do the last call bell. How about that? So members, remember we have a members only live stream this Monday. Find the link in the members only folder. While you're there, look for other videos as well. You know, tarot scopes are up. It's still early enough in the month that tarot scopes are fun. So go get your tarot scopes. They're up. And if you're not a member, consider becoming a member. And all my contact information, everything you need to know, as far as booking an appointment or getting my books or any of that, right here in the description. So check out those links. And my friends, I thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I promised you on Monday I was working on some new things, and I am. Some fun new technologies we're going to be playing with, a new feature. A weekly feature. I'm working on a lot of stuff. I was hoping to get together for this week. Did I? No, I didn't. I was hoping to have a phone call with Nancy this week. Did I do that? No. I was hoping to have lunch with Zuri this week. Did I do that? No. What have I been doing? Primarily, I've been doing readings, which is a good thing. That's a good thing for me to be doing. And this gets a drum roll. Hang on a minute. What else have I been working on? I have been working on StarCon, which will be January 20th through 22nd, 2023, hybrid at a brand new location. We're moving on up in the world. We have a most beautiful, most amazing location. It will, oh man, it's going to be so great. We'll be making an announcement soon. So I've been working on that too. All right. Okay, Denise, here's a question. My niece, Amy, will she be comforted living in her mom's house or will it hurt her heart? Man, I understand the question. And honestly, the answer is a little of both, and she'll only live there temporarily, but it's probably good in the moment. My friends, I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Please make sure you like this video. That's very helpful to me. And you know what else is helpful? Share my YouTube channel. You know that this YouTube channel is different than any other tarot content on YouTube. There's a ton. There's a metric F ton of tarot content on YouTube. And a lot of it's great, and a lot of it's stupid, in my opinion. But there's really nothing like what we do here. And so share this link. If you like what we got going on here, share it with your friends. Help me grow. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you all very much. Take good care. I'll be back Monday for the 3-card weekly reading. And Monday evening, if you're a member, you get to join us for our live stream, 7 o'clock. The cards you love and the cards you love to hate. This is going to be a deep dive into how you're reacting to the cards. And so it's going to be a lesson and a reading all in one in a way we've never done before. It's going to be so much fun. Cannot wait. Oh, Nancy. See, that's, I want to talk to you, Nancy, about StarCon, because boy, do I have some ideas for us for StarCon. Ooh, so good. Take care. We'll see you soon.